Non-finite clauses, raising and control. Let's look at this complex sentence. The book shows how children believe they are responsible for everything in their life. We know that this is a complex sentence. Why? We have one main clause and one or more than subordinate clause. The book shows is the main part of the sentence. How children believe, this is a subordinate clause, and we have WH complementizer, how. And then we have again a subordinate clause, they are responsible. So it is the object clause of the verb believe. So if we see this, the book shows is the main part of the sentence, the independent clause. How children believes, this is a subordinate clause. They are responsible for everything in their lives. This is again a subordinate clause. A subordinate clause of the verb believe. So we have simple and compound or complex, right? Is this a sentence simple? Obviously, this is a complex. Simple, not simple, not a compound, but it's a complex sentence. What is the OD of shows? We have seen, I've told you that how is the direct object of the verb shows, and OD is realized by a WH clause, which is how, and we have WH element which occurs as a complementizer. So the subordinate clause itself is a complex. I told you it has the verb believe, and then it has further subject, further clause. They are responsible for everything in their lives. So this is the direct object or S bar of the verb believe, which is already a subordinate clause. So the structure of sentence may be, the book is the subject, shows is the verb phrase, how is the S bar sentence, children is the subject, how is complementizer, believe is the verb phrase, S is again the S bar sentence, a subordinate sentence, that is complementizer, and they is the subject of the dependent clause and are responsible for everything in their life. So this is the verb phrase. If try to diagram going from top to bottom, we'll get 3 S, and the main clause S1, the object, the first object clause of shows S2, the second object clause of belief S3. So let's see the following sentence. Everyone thinks that you are writing straight from life, right? So we have think is the main verb, and then we have that you are. This is a subordinate clause, and that is the complementer. They all believe your parents were really like that. So we have believe, and then we have your parents, which is a subordinate clause. So we don't have a complementizer here, right? So that is omitted or deleted. And I showed that that memory works. Here we have that, which is a complementizer, which shows that memory work is a subordinate clause. And I wish I had not got it wrong. So it again does not have a complementizer. We don't have that after wish. I wrote that Dyer commanded only write troops, right? So here we have the complementizer with the subordinate clause. Sometimes I thought that I was mad. So we don't have, we do have a complementizer that here. Most of the time I thought it would not be published. Again, we do not have a complementizer after thought. What sentences 4 to 10 have in common is that the subordinate verb in each case, show, believe, things, takes a finite clause as direct object. So this is to tell us that whenever we have these verbs, they generally have a finite clause, not a non-finite clause. First, finite clause always have an explicit subject. We also see that the subordinator like that may sometimes be deleted, and we have seen it in 1, 5, 7 and 10 sentence that is not found in, and I've been telling you that we don't have a complementizer that here. So what we get from this is that finite with certain verbs like show, believe, etc. We generally have finite clauses, and in among these types of finite clauses, the complementizer is sometime deleted and sometime is put in its place.